when you're looking at product features, we are looking at the functions. So when you say functions, you are referring to what it does. We are looking at things like comfort, convenience, the useful life, the reliability. You are looking at how safe it is. All these are features. So when we say features, please keep all these things in mind. Please keep all these things in mind. So you have the quality of the material, the useful life, how safe it is, how unique it is, how it's even packaged. All these are part of the features, right? All these are part of the features. Now let's talk about pricing strategy. Hooray! Here we are. So last week in our analysis of the case, we talked about pricing strategy a bit. What's the explanation here? So customers usually want value for their money. So pricing is an important part of the marketing mix. If the price is too high, certainly people will not buy it. People will not buy it. And as a company, you need to understand how sensitive your customers are to price changes. So let's look at market penetration price. This is a low price with an objective to build customer demand quickly by giving them an attractive price, So when you give them an attractive price, you're able to acquire a lot of customers and help the company to penetrate the market and win a large market share. So that's penetration. A low price. Then you have skimming. When you cook, when you make soup, right? And the oil comes on top, you can skim the oil from the top. So this is market skimming price. So when we say market skimming, it's a high price. And the aim of market skimming is to maximize the gross profits per unit sold. So this is where companies will charge a high price at the beginning, so that they're able to make huge profits from those customers. Then eventually they reduce the prices. They reduce the prices. And when they reduce the price as well, it also attracts customers in that regard. So here we said the aim of the market scheme is to maximize the gross profit per unit sold. Gradually, the price will be reduced and market demand will rise slowly as the price falls. Early customers for a product will often be willing to pay a high price simply because it is new and different. So for example, that's what happens at a book event, right? When maybe an author has put out a new book, they'll say, who can buy this book for 20,000 Ghana cedis? And somebody will come. That's market skimming, because it's new and it's different, you would want it. So you're skimming the market. You have cost plus pricing, which is you're calculating cost and adding a markup. Then you have value-based pricing, which you are setting prices based on how much the customer believes what you are selling is worth or the value you are offering. Then you have competitive pricing, where you are setting prices based on what competitors are charging. Now let's look at place strategy. Place strategy is concerned with getting products to the places where customers want to buy them. Now this is key. Look at the definition here. Place strategy is concerned with getting products to the places where customers want to buy them. Not just anywhere, but where customers want to buy them. So for many consumer products, customers expect to find the products whenever they visit a supermarket. So what are we looking at when we are talking about place strategy? Number one, we are looking at the choice of the distribution network. How are you going to deliver this product to the customer? Are you going to put it online? Is it going to be in a physical store? Is it going to be in convenience store? Is it going to be in stores close to the homes of customers? All these things are in relation to the place strategy. A place strategy might be used to gain a foothold in the market. A business entity might seek to sell its product by offering it in a place that rival companies do not use. So the channel for delivering the product to a customer, it's a place where you can gain competitive advantage. A current example is the development of the market for music, right? So today, the internet has provided a place for music. So today, you can even record and put it on YouTube. And you might not necessarily need, a producer, and put it on YouTube, and people will watch you. People will watch you. Okay. Then you also have the promotion strategy. The promotion strategy. So promotion is concerned with making the customer conscious of the product, creating awareness. So what are some of the strategies here? Number one is sales promotions. Number two is direct selling, where you sell personally. They work to you and sell to you personally. That's direct selling. Sponsorship is also part. You can use sponsorship to create awareness. So Vodafone sponsoring the Ghana Music Awards. It's a promotion strategy. Then you have advertising. You can advertise on several media platforms, from TV, radio, magazines, online, billboards, wherever. All this is part of the promotion strategy. Now, when it comes to the promotion strategy, you need to understand something we call push and pull. Push and pull. So when we say push, the push strategy is simply you are pushing the product to the distributor, and then the distributor pushes it to the end consumer. With the pull strategy, you are trying to pull the end consumer rather to buy the product. Let me explain again. With the push strategy, you are pushing your product on the market. It's like you are forcing yourself on the market. But with the pull strategy, it is aimed at getting the end consumer to want to buy the product. So you are creating demand. So the push strategy is focused on supply. The push strategy is focused on supply. The push strategy is focused on demand. So here with the push strategy, it's aimed at getting the end consumer to want to buy the product so that they expect their supermarkets or other retail stores to have the product available. Once you create demand among customers, it is the distributors themselves that will come from the product from you. So I say here that if consumers demand the product, distributors will be more willing to stock it because they will expect to sell it easily. So let me read again. The push strategy is aimed at getting distributors to buy the products for resale in their supermarkets or other retail outlets. The aim is to push the product through the distributor to the end consumer. To persuade distributors to buy its products, an entity will need to use a direct sales force and use marketing tools, such as low prices and generous credit terms, to persuade the distributor to buy. Then you have the pull strategy. The pull strategy is aimed at getting the end consumer to want to buy the product so that they expect their supermarkets to stock it. If consumers demand the product, distributors will be more willing to stock it because they will expect it to sell easily. I hope it's clear. If it's not clear, I can explain it again. Is it clear? Are there any questions on that?
No, sir.
Okay, can anyone explain the difference for me? Can anyone explain in their own words the difference between the push strategy and the pull strategy? Since everyone understands.
Hello.
Hello, who am I speaking with?
Priscilla.
Okay, Priscilla, please go ahead.
Okay, so the push strategy is aimed at getting the distributors or the suppliers to buy the products so that they can sell in their retail outlets. So the focus is mainly on the distributors and the suppliers. But with the pull strategy, you are focusing on the end consumers so that they can buy the products. So in effect, since they are willing to buy the products, they are expecting the product to be available in the supermarket and all that. So the distributors will be willing to get the products and sell to the consumers. So the push strategy focuses on the end consumers. So that's the difference.
Fantastic. I like the way you've explained it. So you've explained it in terms of what the company focuses on, right? You know, the push, they focus on the distributor, the pull, they focus on the consumer. So that's a beautiful way to explain. So the reason why I took pains to go through that is because you need to understand product strategy, because they will tell you to give recommendations. So let me go back because I think it's necessary. So you see, when we are looking at the case last week, right? The loss leader strategy came, you know. So here, this is a pricing strategy. So it won't be surprising if in the question they ask you, you know, what do you think would be a suitable, you know, or if they don't even ask you as part of the strategic recommendations you will give, maybe you can look at a different pricing strategy. That's why I took my time for us to go through, you know, that. So again, please keep this in mind. I beg you. If you don't forget these strategies, product strategy, price strategy, place strategy, please don't forget it. It's necessary for the exam. If you have a pen and paper, write it somewhere. Please. Please, if you've heard or if you've noted it, just say noted. I want to be sure if everyone is following. Please note these 4 strategies down somewhere. It's necessary. If you've noted it somewhere, just say noted so that I'm aware. Okay. So I beg, please take note of it. It's very key. Very key. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So again, product strategy, we are looking at designing new products or designing new variations. So for example, a case might present you some kind of product. These people are into some new products. You know, so what will, as a strategy student, what will be some of the recommendations? Should they design new products, or the existing product now that they have, they should be able to vary it in a certain way that will appear different to the customer, that will renew customer interest, and that will create new demand, or even improving the features, you know, and all that. These are things that are surrounding product strategy, you know. So in the case we looked at last week, I can't even remember what the case was about because we didn't even finish. Yeah, but in case they had to change their products, for example, the products that it was a supermarket, right? So the products that they were selling, you know, did they have to stock new products, you know, or did they have to have variations of the existing products that they have? So if they were selling Omo, did they need to add years? This is just an example. Or so clean. You know, that is strategy in relation to products. In relation to products. Okay. Then pricing strategy. Last week too, we saw a pricing strategy. So this is somewhere you need to know this pricing strategy. You need to know the penetration price. You need to know the skimming price. You need to know when it is useful, right? For the company we are looking at, if they do a skimming price, this is a new company. They came into the supermarket industry not too long, the food industry not too long. They go and do skimming pricing. Will it work? Will it not work? You need to be asking yourself. So, but fundamentally, you need to know these strategies, value-based. So please, those slides from product strategy, pricing strategy, promotion strategy, please just please keep that in mind, at least. We beg you. And the play strategy, right? So the play strategy is also, if you realize, you look at the case we looked at last week, play strategy also comes in because the location of their store, right? And we're talking about whether they could go into e-commerce or deliver their stuff online, you know, because when you deliver your stuff online, the overhead cost is low. The overhead cost is low. So the choice of distribution network, you know, and all that, you know, you need to understand what your customers are doing, you know, in terms of their distribution network and how best you can, you know, outsmart that. You know, outsmart that. So please take note of that. And then the promotion strategy. The promotion strategy, again, how you be advertising your product. Can someone remind me, the case we looked at last week, were they advertising? Was there any promotion going on? Was there any promotion going on? Oh, the case that we looked at last week. Anyway, please, the case that we looked at last week, was there any promotion? Were they promoting their supermarket in any way? That's all I'm asking.
So the main strategy we looked at was the location. I don't really remember the promotion, you know, because of the location of the place. So it's easier for, you know, next to the mall. That's what we're really looking at. I don't really remember about the promotion.
Yeah, I think that we didn't finish the case. Yeah. So things like product strategy. So we would have, and pricing. We looked at pricing as well. But we didn't look at the feasibility of the loss leader strategy because that's what they were using at the time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So IT and ISD, everyone knows IT. Everyone knows IT. So how does information systems align with strategy? This is an open question. How do information systems align with strategy?
So can we say because we are in the information era, we need to know how we are able to, use technology in making sure that the information we get and we use are relevant.
Okay. Any other ideas? Any other ideas? I'm waiting for 2 people to speak before I move on. Hey, I'm waiting on. I'm waiting, please. I'm waiting. How does IT and information systems align with strategy or impact strategy? That's all I'm asking for. There's no right or wrong answers. I'm just trying to make the class as conversational as possible.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm thinking that with the availability of IT and the information system, we are able to get all our information centralized, that the information is easily available, has been reduced. So whenever we want to make a decision, we can easily fall back on some of these IT and then the information schemes, especially with the use of the softwares and all that. It will help to implement our strategies faster.
Fantastic. You know, the reason why I'm focusing on all these things is that this slide is very, very key. This lecture is very, very key. Once you know the strategy surrounding all of them, strategy. So in the case we looked at last week, what was their IT strategy? What was their information system strategy? What was their HR strategy? What was their product strategy? What was their, once you have all these, I think there are about 10 of them. Once you have that at your fingertips and you master them very, very well, it will help you analyze the pre-scene and increase your chances of passing the exam. So I think it's product strategy, place strategy, pricing strategy, promotion strategy, HR strategy, R&D strategy, IT strategy, IS strategy, there are a couple of production strategy, there are a couple of them that I've missed. You know, there are about 10 of them. When you master them properly, you are like, you'll be solid on the exam. You'll be solid on the exam. So that's why I keep on asking and asking. Yeah. Oops. So let's talk about IT. IT systems provide strategic support within an organization because the quality of decision making depends on the quality of information, like I think Kingsley or Caleb said, I can't remember. In addition, the quality of the service to customers depends on the quality of transaction processing. So to make good decisions, you need information. And to make quality decisions, you need quality information. An entity should ensure that the IT systems are suitable and will assist the entity in achieving its long-term strategies. It should be remembered that an IS system can give an entity competitive advantage over its rivals, because if you have good IS systems or information systems, you have quality information, and therefore it helps you to make informed and faster decisions. Yes, we all know that the internet has changed the game when it comes to accessing information. So they can just Google, and then you would have a lot of information. Changes in IS and IT have an effect on organizational structure. IT systems therefore make it possible for decisions to be taken locally by employees at a local level using information held on a central database. So when you have an organized source of information like that, it's easier for lower level employees and local level managers to make decisions. Databases, intranets, etc. also make it possible for senior management to also get data. Now let's look at what we call big data. I'm sure you've heard of the term big data. So big data is simply a term that is used to describe a huge volume of data. When we say big data, it's a huge volume of data. Today, McKinsey has defined big data as data sets whose size is beyond the ability of the typical database software tool. So it's data that is huge. It's a lot of information. And it is characterized by what we call the 3 V's. Number 1 is velocity. Number 2 is variety. Number 3 is volume. Number 1, velocity. So velocity is the speed at which the data is created and analyzed and stored. Variety is the range of data types. That's what we mean by variety, the range of data types. Then volume is simply the quantity of the data. So these are the first 3 dimensions: velocity, variety, and volume. There are other dimensions like veracity, variability, visualization, value, and all of that. Any questions on this?
No, sir.
Okay. Now let's move on to our very last slide. So what is the strategic importance of big data? Now, big data, when it is captured, formatted, stored, it can help an organization to get useful insights. It's all about insights, right? Information provides insights, and insights can help you to increase revenue, can help you to retain your customers, can help you to better serve your customers, and all that. Information and big data can also help to outperform your peers. It can help you to outperform your peers. So if you have some solid information that your competitor doesn't have, then you can outperform them. So that's also one strategic importance. So here we said that forward-thinking leaders are able to aggressively build the organization's big data capabilities, which, whilst taking time and costing money, enable them to develop a superior capacity to take advantage of big data and develop competitive advantage over the long term. So you see, big data can help you to achieve competitive advantage. So these are some of the strategic importance or strategic relevance when it comes to the issue of big data. In the 21st century, companies who are well placed to benefit from the strategic benefits of big data, in particular, include those companies that have positioned themselves properly to be able to manage information flow, and handle information in order to, deliver value to their customer. So I think that's basically what we have for today. Any questions? Any questions so far?
No, sir.
Okay. So since there are no questions, I have a little piece of advice for you. So first off, please be going through the notes. Take the past question. Right now you have an idea of how to analyze a case. So go through it, take a past question and try and analyze the case on your own. Bring out the issues by yourself and try and, prepare yourself in this way. And you become familiar with. Don't wait till the end before you start doing past questions, please. So that's my advice for you. Are there any questions? If there are no questions, then we'll call it a day. If there are no questions, please type no so that I know. No. If you say no, then I know that there are no questions. Then we can move. You can call it a day. Okay, so it looks like there are no questions. So thank you for joining, and I've already posted the slides on the group, so you can take a look at it. Thank you for joining and have a good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.